On News Center 7 at noon, meteorologist Kirsty Zantini was telling you that we were going to be tracking thunderstorms into the evening. And you can see that on live Doppler 7 radar, that's exactly what is developing. We've got a couple of intense cells throughout the area that are bringing some locally heavy rain, may have some gusty winds, and then also perhaps some small-sized hail. This in particular cell that is moving into northwestern parts of Darke County, we've been tracking for the last hour and a half, slowly and steadily moving from northwest to southeast at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, and now moving in very close to Greenville. When we split the storm, the actual top of the storm is only hitting up around 30,000 feet. That may not seem very impressive, but the actual freezing line is only a few thousand feet off the ground, so it doesn't take much for that particle or the water droplet to be lifted above that freezing line and crystallize and create a hailstone. So although they're short storms, they are storms that could produce some hail. So be on the lookout for that. Not severe hail, but something that could be falling with a couple of these storms as they move on by. We've got this one cell that's moving into northwestern parts of Darke County. We've got a few more back to the west in eastern parts of Indiana. We'll watch how these develop as they drift southeast as well, and I'll continue to monitor that and give you updates online on Facebook as well as Twitter. So check over there after the newscast for any updates throughout the evening. Here's that live camera shot in Greenville I've been showing you for about 45 minutes to an hour as well, and you can see the rain is coming down locally. We've got some dark clouds in the distance. Perhaps that hail is within that thunderstorm as well. 84 degrees currently, so we are warm. We're also humid. Dew points sitting in the mid-60s, so there's enough fuel for these storms to work with. Now, when you bring in the humidity, you also feel the sticky weather coming up, and that could produce some strong thunderstorms if you get a nice trigger. And we've got humid conditions all the way through early next week. So what you need is the trigger. Well, we've got one. A cold front is pushing in from the north and west, and it's really going to hang out for several days. So we'll watch round after round of thunderstorms moving along that cold front. And you can see along that boundary, we've got pretty active conditions in central and northwestern Indiana. Futurecast will show the chances of a few spotty showers or storms continuing to push through, at least through about midnight tonight. Then we'll quiet things down and clouds linger. We'll stay mild and muggy, overnight lows to about 66 degrees. Tomorrow, we have a marginal risk for severe storms throughout the Miami Valley with that front pushing southward. We'll start out in the morning somewhat quiet. Could see a few thunderstorms drifting in during the afternoon. Very hit or miss, but one or two of these storms could produce some locally heavy rain, hail, and isolated damaging wind gusts. That's why that marginal risk is there. Then storms are expected to move back in at times on Saturday. So here's how your weekend in view is shaping up. Saturday morning should be quiet and muggy. We start to heat up, and then by 2 o'clock into the afternoon and early evening, we're going to bring in the best chances for some thunderstorms. Somewhat of a repeat on Sunday. We're quiet in the morning, lots of clouds, but that front should be further south. Chance for a few thunderstorms in our southern counties from 2 o'clock through about 6 p.m. And then we'll start to dry out as we head into your Sunday evening. Temperatures all weekend long, they're going to be sitting in the 80s. It's going to feel quite uncomfortable. A few more storms on Tuesday, and then Monday and Tuesday as a cold front finally kicks through. It does look like by the middle of next week we should start to dry things out, but temperatures stay above average in the 80s.